Right, Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. The name Arnold Elavanyo. You can always call me, bro. You see me? Big shouts going out to Eddie Dazekins, man. You're dripping, man. You're dripping. Big shouts to you, Mr. Brown. Big shouts to, yeah, skip that guy. You know. Anyways. I have a pretty woman. You know, she's gone past lady. She's a pretty woman. Very, very intelligent. Very hardworking as well. She has a program for all of us, especially those of you who follow our programs from outside Ghana, and those of you who have children, whether you have just a child or children, or you are fathering somebody else's children. She has a very, very important information for you. She's going to elaborate on what the program is, what the core, you know, importance of it is, and why she decided to put it together. Then you get to know. If you have any questions, you can leave it under the comment section. Just feel free, write whatever you want to write, and she would respond. Her name is Francisca. The name of her show, which is yet to roll out, is The Franca's Show. Francisca, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why does your makeup artist like watching such things?
Well, she doesn't watch anything.
She doesn't watch anything. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then it's wrong accusations.
Yes.
We are sorry. We are sorry.
Oh,
we are sorry.
okay.
We are sorry.
Okay.
We thought she likes it. Anyways,
Okay.
you're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
So let's go straight to the Franca's Show.
Okay.
What is it about?
Oh, the Franca Show is a show that we've put together to educate or to create awareness of the way some people treat children. It's all about the well-being of children.
Right.
Everything that we do that affects children negatively and positively, it's being discussed on this program.
Right. So the program is meant for parents in relation to their children.
Oh, yes. It's parents and caregivers.
Parents and caregivers.
Yes.
But the core target, is the core target the children or the parents or caregivers?
Both.
Both.
Yes,
So,
because if a child is sitting there to watch such a program, she or he may not be able to understand it very well.
Right.
But then if an adult is seated and watching that program, they will be able to understand how to treat a child
the right way.
the right way.
So
Yes.
that whatever they do to them can affect them positively.
Yes,
and not negatively.
Everything that an adult does to a child affects the child, both positively
Or negatively.
and negatively.
Including the food you give them,
Of course.
including what you ask them to do,
Of
and what
course.
you do to them.
Exactly.
So then how do we know what we're doing to them is going to affect them the right way or in a way that we would love?
Okay.
How do we know?
All right, thank you very much for this. That is why we are coming up with a program like this. We have good people, we have well-educated people seated to talk about what you should know.
So you bring resource persons on the show
yes.
to come and talk about what caregivers should know,
Yes.
what parents should know.
Yes.
Do you necessarily need to have your own child before you can also watch this? Or once you're growing up and you can eventually have a child, you can watch?
Well, every child needs somebody to take care of. So that child must not necessarily be your child. But then the fact that there is a child, you should understand everything about this program
Right.
so that you will know how to treat that child.
Right.
The child shouldn't be your child. Because it will surprise you that the things that adults do to children, parents don't even do those things to children. But then the people outside, the
Around
way they
them.
treat children. So it's a program that everybody must watch that program.
I see. How long did it take you to put this together?
Well, it didn't. Well, it took a while because I thought of this program for a very long time. It was in my mind for a long time. But then it took a while. But eventually, within a year,
You've been able to do it?
Yes, and with help of my good people, the program have been able to come out.
Are you a parent yourself?
Oh yes, I'm a mother of two.
A mother of two. So in the process of putting this together, were there topics that, you know, your resource persons came to speak to all of us about that you found yourself guilty of? Some of the things they said.
Oh yes, yes. Yes, there were so many topics. There was one topic, screen dependency disorder. We realized that as career woman, you leave your child on TV just to watch the television whilst you're also doing your other things. Cooking and doing the other things. But then it can also affect the child negatively. So when I heard resource person talking about it, I was quite
You were quite surprised because you are a victim of such.
A victim. So from that time, I started changing my ways.
So there's an amount of time you can allow your child to watch television, depending on the person's age.
Yes.
So it's age restricted.
Of
and
course.
then the amount of time you can allow them to watch.
Yes.
And how about the mothers who tell their children to, watch telenovelas in their stead? Maybe she's going to the market and she'll tell the child, watch it, say them, maybe the child is going to spend 3-4 hours watching telenovelas. That also has negative impact on the kids.
Of course, because there are so many things that they are showing on the screen at that point that you will not be aware to even correct them.
Because you are away.
You are away. And then also there is an age boundary on the television. Above 18 or so.
Right.
But you have left an innocent child to watch.
What adults should watch.
Yes, and they are seeing everything they are not supposed to see. And Arnold, you know one thing that I'm so scared of? Exposure. If you expose your child to a certain environment, you can't bring that child back again.
If you don't allow your child to be a child. There's a problem.
Of course, you expose the child to a point, you cannot bring that child back as a child again. And then the child might even pretend.
Right.
Just to please you.
Just to please you.
Yes.
So there are things we should know and correct even before they become major.
Of course.
Apart from screen dependency, you said dependency disorder. What else did you treat? A couple of such topics.
Oh yes, we talk about kids and food. There is, I think maybe your parent did it to you. Finish the bowl. Finish everything before you leave the table.
It still happens.
It still happens. So if there was a topic that we discussed that we explained the amount of food
that you need to give the child. So do you ask the child what the child wants to eat, or you give the child what you have so the child eats it?
You watch the program.
It's two ways.
Yes.
You ask the child, what do you want to eat? I want to eat rice. Then you provide. The day the child calls for something you can't provide, then there's a problem.
Yes.
Or do you tell the child, what we have today is yam, eat it?
Well, to raise a child, it's more about communication. You may not have rice, and your child wants to eat rice.
Right.
What you have is yam.
Yes.
A way you can communicate to the child to understand that it's yam today. It's also a process that you should watch this program to understand.
Right. So then it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And it covers or it borders on children more.
Everything about the well-being of a child. The child
including abuse?
Abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Everything that you do. We don't really take note of the things we do to children in this part of our world.
Right.
Because children don't have a say. They don't have a say. I'm the mother, so what I said is final. So children are really going through a lot. Emotionally, psychologically, physically, mentally. So this program is actually going to create awareness so that everything that you do to a child, you'll be aware that, hey, this thing that I'm doing can affect the child emotionally. It will surprise you that over-pampering the child can affect the future. You think he or she is your only child. So why don't you over-pamper,
give her everything.
So as soon as your child asks for this, here is it. So the day that you are not there, the day that you cannot provide for the child,
then the child becomes frustrated.
To that child?
And then that child takes that whole thing. Maybe the child grows up, start having boyfriend, and then she carries that thing that you couldn't finish to this, helpless boyfriend who probably is not even working. Now she wants wig. She wants shoe. If you don't provide for her, she'll go to another man. And by the time you realize she's with a lot of men.
Yes, give it to me, baby. Give it to me. I don't even understand why you shouldn't give it to me.
So if you can't give, then you don't love me.
You don't love me.
If you can't give, you don't care about me. Then Royal is broke. He can't give. Then you go to Eddie. Eddie gives you 2, 3. He's tired of you. Then you move from Eddie. Then you continue. Me, if you come there, I'm not there. So then you move to the other guy. By the time you realize all the boys are doing you.
You see?
Hey, so, then guys, you need to watch this program.
Oh yes.
So that your girl child doesn't spoil. She doesn't move from one. Then the boy child too doesn't go beating people because father told him you need to fight as a man. As a man, you need to fight for a right. So let me sit here. No, you can't sit here. Boom. Some of us, we have friends who fought for everything they wanted. It might be good, it might be bad. So we need to see the Franca's show, right?
Yes.
And that's your name.
Yes.
Who is Francisca? So that people, you've said a lot of things and people are wondering, is she a teacher? Is she a woman of God? Is she a, psychiatrist? Who is Francisca?
Well, Francisca, my full name is Francisca Owari.
Right.
I'm
Right.
an educationalist,
Right.
so I've been a teacher for some time. I've
okay.
taught in primary school, senior
secondary school.
And
Okay.
SHS as well. And so I'm currently an environmental analyst. And so and I'm also a counselor.
And you're a mother.
A mother.
Yeah.
So I have experience. I've spoken to a lot of people that comes to me, and when we are talking, I will know that the problem is not today's problem. It's an
old
unresolved problem from childhood. So if we want to solve such problems,
we need to start.
Then we need to start from
or go back.
Go back.
Right.
And recorrect it so that it can be solved as an adult.
I don't know how honest you can be with myself and all the people watching. So have you identified some unresolved problems, concerning your children that you need to go and fix? You don't necessarily have to pin them out. But have you identified some wrongs that you need to go and correct?
I have corrected a lot when I started this program.
So are you still correcting?
Of course.
Or it's finished?
No, I'm still correcting.
Yes, you have to correct all of them.
Because children, until they grow,
you have to correct.
Every day is a correction day for them.
True.
So you keep talking, you keep correcting them. So there are more to.
So where can we find, this content?
Okay.
On which platform, so that we can start following the page right now and start getting ready? Because believe me, before you even come in, I think this a show that you all need to see. I've witnessed a couple of the production process. Big shouts to Eddie, big shouts to Brown and all the crew. Interesting, very intelligent conversations. Sometimes when we sit back and we listen to some of the things they talk about, look, we are lost. A lot of things we do, we are lost. So please pay attention, get the page, follow the page, and just be ready. When she start dropping the episodes, there would definitely be something you thought you knew that you don't know at all. You need to find out from that. That's the Franca show. Children favorite? How do you do that one? How do you do that one? How do you do that one? do it. Children favorite auntie.
Welcome to the Franca show. My name is Aunty Franca, the children's favorite auntie.
All right, so where do we get to see it?
Okay, Facebook,
the Franca show on Facebook.
On Facebook, YouTube, the Franca show,
right,
and then TikTok.
The Franca show.
Yes,
look,
Franca.
All these pages are new. We need you people to get on there. Yes. That's why we're here. Vibes in 5, my people. You support everything I do. This one to go and support. Go and support. Look for the Franca show. Like the page. Follow. And just be expectant of what's going to be there. I can promise you it's a very, very, very well-produced content. You would love it. Is there a number or is there a way to reach you? People would have topics. People would have, issues they would like you to touch on. Oh, I watched this episode. I think it's very entertaining, very educative. My child did X, Y, Z. Is there a way you can touch on this for me? Or I don't understand this. I want more explanation. Is there a way they can get in touch with you? Maybe through social media if you don't want to put your number out. Or they should inbox.
Oh, okay. Yes, my number.
Okay.
Let me put my number.
All right.
0244 718140.
Again.
0244 718140.
Nice.
Or you can also inbox me any question that you want to ask the Franca. I'm here all out to talk about it. So keep watching the Franca show.
It's true. Over here, when you put our number, it's quite scary because the kind of calls you receive, my boys, they are hard boys. My men, they are hard men. Some of them will call for the business and then they will call for other extracurricular activities. So just have patience for them. Okay. What else do you want to touch on that we haven't touched on?
In case anyone also wants to sponsor the program.
Okay. Yeah.
And then also, yes, in case anyone wants to sponsor the program, the same number.
Mention it again.
The number again is 0244 718140.
Again,
0244 718140.
If you want to come on board as a sponsor, this is what you have to do. Okay, call the number and let's make it happen. Have you slapped your children before? Have you slapped any of them before? I mean, if you would be honest with us.
Oh, slapping as a mother, yes, not really slapping, but sometimes.
But you've slapped them before.
slapping, I have not, but I've tapped their head. You know this thing that we do.
No.
This thing that we do to them, we knock their head.
So okay, so you've knocked your children's head. You've knocked your children's
really,
head before.
Yes.
Have you lashed them before?
Yes.
Have you spanked them before?
Yes, not too much.
But, I mean, so you don't spare the rod.
No. You see, yes, this program is not to spare the rod and spoil the child.
Right.
There is a discipline.
So you still use the rod?
You use it, but you discipline with the love.
Okay.
You would discipline your child with love, but you need to watch it to understand how to discipline the
with
child.
love. So when you slapped was it your daughter or your son?
You don't slap.
Okay, so when you tapped was it your daughter you tapped or your son? I'm sure it's your son.
Not my son. Why
Or
you
the
saying
two
my
of them.
son? The two of them.
The two of them. So when you tapped your children, was it with love or with what?
No.
Because I'm wondering how for you to tap, it means you are angry.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how you are angry in love. Like I'm doing it in love.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes.
I don't listen. See, that is why we all need to watch this program.
To know.
Where
So did you demonstrate how to tap?
No, not that.
Okay.
The children, sometimes they will provoke you.
Yes.
They will really.
That is their job. Their job is to provoke.
And then if you watch this program, you will know that even when they provoke, you can't just pour all your anger on them. Sometimes you don't even have to beat them when you're angry. I listen to somebody for me to understand that don't even touch your child when you're angry. So sit down, cool down a bit, and then call back to the same thing the child
and then
did.
call them.
Sometimes discuss it. Sometimes discuss. We didn't know all this.
So when you tap them, it was with love, according to you, or later you realize that you need to show love.
So depend. Well, at this moment, I can't really remember the exact thing they did.
But bottom line, you tap them.
Of course, I have, and I still do, but in a way.
You know, yes, Eddie does something here. You know, when production is going on and someone misbehaves, Eddie can sack you, he can shout at you, he can, get you angry. Then later, he always has a lot of chocolate in his car. So whenever he gets you angry, later he will call you and say, "Oh, Franca, you are angry. Oh, sorry, take chocolate." That one is the discipline with love. He's done it to Yvette. He sacked Yvette. Yvette was watching pornography. He sacked her. Go home. Yes, because we don't tolerate obscene stuff in the studio. We don't tolerate it.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, ladies we don't tolerate certain things. Once he saw the thing, sacked her. Go home. You can't work with us today. Go home.
Oh, okay.
She was angry. She went down. Later, he called her up. And then Eddie gave her chocolate. And she was happy.
Oh, okay.
Will you describe that as discipline with love? When your child does something,
Sometimes the tone that you use at that moment, later when you call your child to even give the child something, the child will still remember what you did. And that thing will leave a scar. Sometimes you have a way of saying it. You don't have to intentionally beat the child and later come back and say, "I'm sorry for what you did." And when you do that, you are not helping.
You are not helping the child.
So the same thing, let's assume that your child has just poured water on the floor. You can just call the person, "Hey, please take Mommy, please take the rag and clean."
But if the child is stubborn, you have come in contact with some stubborn children. If the child is stubborn, "Mommy, please clean" doesn't work. The please clean self, it won't work. Mommy self, she won't come.
That is because we are used to beating. Unless you are used to, that is what you.
But some of us, them beat we are. That's why we become men like this. So.
And so, if you listen to this program, you know that certain things are still wrong in our lives.
Right.
Because you think that you are a man. Because the things the seed that they planted in you,
has
grow
grown
with it. And so, since you know they beat you and they insulted you and you took it as normal, now
You
you're
also
grown and
beat
you're insulting people.
Well, I don't insult people. I don't beat people.
Eddie
Eddie is a disciplinarian. No, Eddie is a disciplinarian. No, Eddie is a disciplinarian. If you misbehave, he will discipline you.
Oh, well,
even me, I'm sitting here. He has disciplined me before. He told me, "Get out from the chair, go out." Then after a while, he gave me chocolate and I took the chocolate. So that is discipline with love.
I see.
We have guard room. Don't lock me here.
Okay.
Royal has tasted the guard room. Right, go to jail.
There is a boundary. Seriously, you have to create a boundary in your home.
So people, watch the Franca show. Let me do the ad for you. Watch the Franca show. Watch it and come and discuss it under her comment section, and then come and give me feedback on Vibes in 5, what you feel about it. If you love it, she's going to continue doing it. So we have a full season ready.
Yes.
It is not like one of those shows we start 1 week, then we forget and go and sleep.
No.
You mean business.
Oh,
So a
yes.
full season is ready, episode upon episode, and each episode is fire, man. Watch and give us feedback. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you
Very much for coming.
for
I appreciate your time. I'm sure my people are also waiting to see what you have for us. You know, the Franca's children's favorite auntie. So look out for her. So when is the first episode coming? Or we should follow the page for updates?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, follow the page for
updates.
Yes, there are more to come. So
right.
Follow.
Thank you very much once again for coming through. Anyways, my name is Arnold Elavanyo. Watch out for The Franca Show. It's going to be on Facebook, The Franca Show, on YouTube, The Franca Show, on TikTok, The Franca Show. Like all of these pages that I've mentioned and stay put. When the time is up, you get to see the episodes and then you give us feedback. Thanks for watching. Big shouts to Eddie, big shouts to Brown, big shouts to Yvette. But stop that thing you have been doing. Way out.